Okay, so now we're going to do hyperbolas. And just do it. So we have to put the x's. We have to put the x's together and the y's together. And we have to leave a space, so that's what we're doing. Negative 9 squared plus 54y. And again, you leave a space. And since we're taking the 209 out of the problem, we have to turn it into a positive. So let's go ahead and do that. Since the numbers are too large, and this is a hyperbola, we're going to divide by the least common number, which is 16 on the x's and the negative 9s on the y's. Alright, so since we divided by those two, we have to take them outside of the problem and put them outside on the next set of parentheses. So 16 comes out here, and that becomes x squared minus 2x. And again, we're going to leave a space. And the negative 9 goes on the outside, and this becomes y squared minus 6y. Because we divided. And we're again going to leave a space. So now we can divide by 2 with the middle number. We can divide by 2 and get the square root. And for the x's, we got positive 1, and for the y's, positive 9. Now, now that we took the 16 and the negative 9 on the outside, we have to add them with the 209, and we have to multiply the 1 and the 9 next to the 16 and negative 9. So multiply by 1 plus negative 9 multiplied by 9. Okay, so the factor we got, leaving the 16 on the outside, we got x minus 1 squared, and leaving the 9 on the outside, we got y minus 3 squared. And it all equals 144. And since we're trying to get all of this to equal to 1, we have to divide by 144. And it leaves us with x minus 1 squared minus 9 minus 3 squared equals, whoa, 1. Alright, so now we have to cross the 16 and the negative 9. Well, really 9 because it's going on the bottom. So the 9 would go over here, and the 16 would go over here. Alright, so that'll be our answer for that right there. Wait, no, subtraction. Cool. So now we're going to graph it, and I kind of already graphed it And our center, I'm just going to explain it. Our center is +1, +3, because the opposite of 1, -1, and -3. And our asymptote is y equals x plus or minus 4/3, because the square root of 16 and 9, and the 4 goes on top because the square root is 16 and it's rise over run, and 16 is with the y, so the 4 goes on top, and the square root of 9, which is 3, goes on the bottom, where we got 4/3. And then we take the x factor, which is x minus 1, and we got +3 on the outside, because when you take it out of the parentheses for the y, you have to change the sign. So that's where we got the +3. And then we know that it's going from left to right because it started with x, and the focus is the square root of 9 plus 16, which is this, like 5. It's the square root of 5. So this is what we got when we graphed it. Here's the asymptote right here, the center, and these would be the vertices, and those are all the vertices right here. So yeah, that's what it looks like graphed. Okay, so now we're going to go from this form right here back to this, which is like standard or general or something. Okay, so x minus 1 squared minus y 3 squared over 9 over 16 all multiplied by 144. Okay, so since we cross it, like put the 16 on this side and put the 9 on that side, we're going to change it back since we're going back to the original form. So it's going to be x minus 1 squared, 16 on that side, minus 9 y 3 squared equals 144. Right, so now we're going to factor the x minus 1 squared and the y minus 3 squared, and we get, leaving the 16 and the -9 on the outside, we got x squared minus 2x plus 1 and 9 y squared minus 6y plus 9 equals 144. Okay, so now we're just going to distribute the 16 and the -9. And we got 16 x squared minus 32x plus 16 minus 9y squared plus 54y minus 81 equals 144. Okay, so now we're going to put these in order, and while doing that, we're going to add the 16 and the -81. So let's do that. 16 x squared minus 9y squared minus 32x plus 54y. Adding the 16 and the -81, we got -65 equals 144. Now we're trying to get this to equal 0 like it did up here. So we're going to subtract 144 from both sides. And that leaves us with squared minus 9y squared minus 32x plus 54y minus 209 equals 0. Okay. And as you can see, that's the same thing we got up top. And hope that helps.